Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Simply Michelle, and happy to have you. And if you're here for the first time, I have been reading the story called The Promise, written by moi, of course. And without itching, let's get right into the story. Michael finally reached the porch and let down Julie to stand. She held her hands up in protest. I am not your child, Michael. I do not appreciate you lifting and carrying me as if I am, said Julie. Well, stop throwing tantrum like a spoiled child. Every time we do not agree and see eye to eye, he expressed. Really, Michael? She asked. Yes, really, emphasized Michael, feeling annoyed. They both stood staring at each other. Then Michael leaned against the window on the porch, crossing his arms, looking terribly sophisticated and handsome, thought Julie. She shook her head to remove the thought. No, I cannot find him attractive right now. She tried to discipline her mind. So tell me, he demanded, do you love me, Julie? What do you want out of this relationship? Is it the long distance? Is it too much for you to handle? Asked Michael as he looked away from her, dreading the answer to his question. Julie raised a finger to protest while she pondered a second on the question, not wanting him to notice the hurt and pain that she knew must be shown in her eyes. I am totally nothing in this life without this man, she wanted to express. I want to love him more than anything else in this world and get married to him and have his children. The only trouble is getting over my pride, she thought to herself. She wished she could have communicated that with him. I am curious as to why it's taking you so long to answer my question. Those are reasonable questions that deserve a fairly easy answer, expressed Michael. Julie looked away for a moment, then turned to face him with her arms crossed and looked him straight in the eyes. To answer your question, Michael, yes, I love you with all my heart. And it pains me you have to ask, in spite of how it may look or what you may think. I am solely mad at you because I can't get to see you whenever I want and to spend time with you and for you to hold me in your arms. It seems you rather spending time, especially your free time, with your boys than with me. As it relates to the distance between us and in our relationship, I know what I have signed up for. Nevertheless, to answer your question, no, it's not too much for me at all. I just need you to put our relationship as a priority. I know you're in university and we're in the same field. As a result, we are both busy individuals. So in order for this to work, Michael, we both have to be deliberate in how we structure our time. Me living in Jamaica while you're living here in the US is not a walk in the park, as my sister Ashley loved to say. However, I love you and I want you in my life more than anything. And in all truth, I know I comes off tough and even thick-skinned and arrogant, like I have always got it together, but that's not the truth. What you don't know, I do get nervous even around you and scared sometimes even of the thought of losing you. nerve-wracking. I'd rather to shut down at time than to speak. And I am sorry for the way I have been throwing tantrum and behave with you lately. I know you deserve better. But god damn it, yes, I'm not handling this long distance between us in the best way. I know that. I miss you terribly, Michael. For the past week, not speaking to you have helped me to put some things into perspective. Oh, is that so? Yes, it is so. I have a long talk with the Lord in prayer. As a result, I was wondering, and please listen to me keenly, maybe we could take this time, this summer, while we're here in the nature, out in nowhere actually, as we spend quality time getting to know each other better. Honestly, when we were in Jamaica, it was all about the wedding and Tess and Ben, and yeah, rightfully so. So we didn't get to truly know and spend time with each other. And then we're tossed back into the relationship of this whole long distance craziness. Therefore, there wasn't sufficient time to really connect with you. So I'm hoping we would use this time to connect and just to know each other better and to even fall in love all over again, expressed Julie in a soft voice. First, let me apologize. I hear you. I hear it clearly, and it helped hearing you expressing that. After all, maybe I have misjudged you in some ways and some things, and for that I am sorry. For not even trying harder to reach you, or even to put my pride aside earlier and greeted you instead of being offended that you didn't even acknowledge me or greeted me properly when you entered, and I am sorry. Yes, I would love for us to start afresh. Also get to know each other better, as you said. Truth be told, Michael lowered his voice, even though there wasn't anyone else close by to hear them. I understand all the built-up tension and frustration, because I do feel the same way, and it all stems from missing you so much. And as you said, me not making time for you, Tessa, I don't see it that way, but I hear you, and I plan to do some things differently. Not being able to see you, even to talk face to face, and even to touch you, it drives me crazy. And I have come to realize that I'm a mess without you, Julie. I've also come to realize I'm no longer in the position to live without you. So I guess you are stuck with me, and as a result, there are things that we really need to talk about, also pertaining to our future and plans to put in place, because this long distance is driving me crazy. And I miss you, baby girl, he said in a low, soft tone, and Julie chuckled. Are you laughing at me? Happy I can make you smile, said Michael. I see you have jokes, said Julie, and she could not stop smiling. Michael took her by the hand and hugged her. I love you, my hot-tempered, straightforward Jamaican girl. Promise me you won't quit on me again, whispered Michael. Julie hugged him tighter at the sound of his request, then replied, I love you, my sweet American boy. Michael could not resist. He had to touch her. He touched her face as he used his fingers to caress her chin, lifting up her face to the moonlight, and kissed her passionately. After a long, awkward silence that filled the space in a matter of seconds, Michael cleared his throat and asked, "Do you wish to sit in the garden with me? The moonlight here is priceless and breathtaking." "Yes, of course. I would like that," answered Julie. "The moon and the stars seems to shine even brighter here in the countryside. Don't you think? The stars are looking a whole lot more closely stuck together, Yvonne," said Julie, admiring the sky. "Yes, now that I think about it. There is less light here in the countryside than in the city. As a result, the moonlight looks super magical here," as expressed Michael. As he asked, "Are you feeling cold? You look a bit chilly." And he placed his arms around her shoulders, pulling her closer to his side. They both felt comfortable. The old wooden bench in the garden was comfortable, thought Julie, or maybe because she was sitting beside the love of her life that she wanted to be married too soon made her so overjoyed that everything felt so perfect all of a sudden. Nevertheless, the bright moonlight over the picture-perfect lit-up lodge looks breathtaking, like a beautiful, memorable scene out of a romantic movie, with the finishing touch of the gorgeous couple finally finding their equilibrium in each other's arms. 10 minutes later. "I wonder how Michael and Jules are doing," expressed Tessa. "Yeah, I wonder where they went. However, I know they are all right. Michael is really a sweet and a great guy. Don't let his goofiness and always acting hungry fool you. He's a solid dude on the inside, you know. They will be all right. If I know him well, he took her to the garden to get some fresh air," expressed Ben. "And he was on point. Likewise, Jules, she is way softer than she let on. She's a real romantic and a sweetheart," said Tessa. Aren't you ladies all romantic?" said Ben. "Some of us are," agreed Tessa. "And don't get it twisted, some of you men are as well, 'cause I know you are." "I'm proud of it," said Ben. "Enough of our friends, though. They are off enjoying themselves. Even Greg is off taking pictures and posting on his TikTok channel, meeting friends online and having fun with it all." "Yeah, I noticed," said Tessa. "And that is good. It makes me feel good that you have invited him. I was a little concerned knowing that he was no longer with Patricia. But I'm glad that he's here, enjoying the atmosphere and, getting back into his own skin." "Yeah, gotta agree with that," agreed Ben. "Let's go." "Let's go? Where are we going?" He quickly ran to his room and returned with a thick blanket under his arm. "Come on, let's go." "And I said, where are we going?" asked Tessa. He took her by her hand and helped her to her feet. "You have not answered my question. Don't worry. I send a text to our friends letting them know we have stepped out for some fresh air," answered Ben. "Let's take the back entrance. That way we'll avoid bumping into Michael and Jules. We don't want to disturb them, said Ben. Ta-da! Here we are, whispered Ben. A perfect spot under the moonlight that was positioned right at the back of the lodge. The moonlight is so bright. It's as if it just sat on top of the lodge, expressed Tessa with excitement in her voice. Ben spread the blanket and the perfectly cut lawn. He sat down, bracing back on his hands as Tessa relaxed back, lying on his chest with her arms folded across her bosom, enjoying the moonlight, barefooted. While Ben rested his chin on the top of her head, throwing gently kisses. Thank you, my love. This fresh air is refreshing, just what I needed, she expressed. You are welcome, my darling. That's why I'm here, to ensure you have an excellent time out in the wild. And they both chuckled. Oh my God, Ben, in the wild? You're most welcome, he repeated, and could not stop giggling. I am thankful and feeling rather blessed having you here in my arms, he responded. Both Ben and Tessa turned and looked at each other. Did you hear that? Asked Tessa. Yes, I heard it. It surely is Jules and Michael having the time of their life. I'm happy to hear that they're doing well and they're made up with each other. I told you they would be fine, said Ben. I am just glad they worked it out, said Tessa. Have you heard from Tesson and her family? Nope, not as yet. Tomorrow is actually in the next couple of hours we'll be here. And they'll be here. I haven't heard anything else since we left the city. Baby. Yes, my love, answered Ben, with his eyes still closed. How come you have not talked about your late aunt? You spoke about your parents, but you never spoke about her, asked Tessa. A small smile puckered at the side of Ben's mouth as he sat up, facing his wife. No reason. There is not much to tell. I was so young back then when they all died. Both her and my parents. My aunt was a proud woman. She loved her family. Though she had a strange way of showing her affection, she meant well. I have made her a promise years ago, and I intend on keeping it, expressed Ben. So what was that promise? She asked. That I would make something of myself and not to die poor in the village like my parents and herself did, explained Ben. Wow. Well, she would be very proud of the man you have become, expressed Tessa. She would love you. Had she gotten the chance to meet you, said Ben with a big smile on his face. And that made him teary-eyed. This is why I don't talk about my late parents and my aunt. It caused me to become a complete emotional wreck, he said. Tessa leaned in and hugged him and kissed him at the neck. It's going to be fine, my love. You have basically fulfilled your promise that you have made to your aunt. And I promise you, tonight under these beautiful stars and bright gorgeous moon, I will make you a happy father. Just you be prepared to have your quiver full when the time comes, God willing. Ben turned and looked at her in awe. I love the sound of that, Mrs. Allen. How about we get an early start and that right away, he whispered, as he rolled over and his wife tickling her. Ben, you are pressing me out. Tessa could not hold back the laughter as she wiggled and kicked beneath him. Ben stopped suddenly, waiting and sensing Tessa's inner struggle to breathe. His eyes filled with need. He reached for her, and before she knew it, his lips captured hers and began to explore her mouth. She tried to speak. Why not? No, not here. Why not? We're on our own property, whispered Ben. Late at night, that. At the back of our lodge, said Ben, stating the obvious. Tessa quickly pushed her inner voice aside. She longed for her husband and gave in to his touch. He captured her attention as he kissed and caressed her. Tessa's murmuring have drove him over the edge. She could feel his heart beating like a drum as her heartbeat mirrored his rapidly. Do you see and feel how we're able to drive me insane, woman? I need you, he whispered as he pressed into her curves. Do you feel how much I need you? He asked. I need you too, she responded. Her eyes met his, filled with need. He could no longer hold back the passion he felt for her. In an attempt to loosen the buttons on her dress, he struggled. As a result, he ripped all the buttons as they flew in the sky and hit the ground. She looked up into his eyes. Once more they flared with passion, and it undone her. His hands were everywhere, and she felt like she was in heaven. The fresh air and her skin, along in the open air, and ever sensual touch of his hands all over her body built up a pulsating tug in her gut that needed to release. Ben teased and tugged and pulled until she could not, until she could no longer bear it. He realized she needed a release, so he owned her and knew her repeatedly until she erupted. Her voice was breathy while her breathing labored as she cried his name. Ben! Ben! Ben was pleased with himself as her lips were still parted in surprise, and Ben could not hold back the big grin on his face. Oh, Ben, she repeated once more, and finally erupted. He leaned in and wrapped his arms around her and whispered, I know, my love. I feel it. I felt it too. He whispered in her ears as he drew her closer, and they hugged and lied still. Well, Simple Michelle family, we have come to the end of another story. Welcome again to all my brand new subscribers. Thank you for being here. And you over there, you in the green shirt. Yes, you have been watching, but you have not yet subscribed. You also, what hinder you from touching that button, that subscription button? Thank you for being here, by the way. Happy to have you all. And to all my loyal subscribers, even those in the bushes that refuse to text, thank you for watching. thank you for being here. I love and appreciate you all. And I just want to say happy Easter. I hope you have enjoyed your Easter thus far. And as I always say, Philippians 4 verse 13, I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. So whatsoever you find to do today, do it to the best of your ability. And I'm sure you'll be pleased with the end result.